Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Glenn Tan speaking. This time, I'm going to continue to talk about FreeMatch, the controllers. This presentation divides into these three parts. For the second part, is going to introduce how to connect or how to apply this central controller C52. For this part is the same as my video on the central controller. You can also go there to have a look at the video. This slide describes how to do the wiring from the FreeMatch in dot units, especially to the central controller. So you can also find that it is similar to the residential air conditioner, which means for the in-dot unit also require an adapter. Also, it is the Y controller to translate the signal, which is this one, to RS485. Then we can combine together and connect to the central controller, which is the A3B3 here. And also here is for the central controller C52, the power supply, single phases. And this is for the fresh new model only. And as for the old model, and also similar, we require the Y controller is an adapter. And they can combine together the max for the C52, it can control up to 36 in-dot units. And this is the Y controller, and I just put the typical model for your reference. And also it is the Modbus communication, so if the Y controller is the last one, also need to wire with the resistor to ensure the communication successful, right? But also inside it, we always there is a built-in. What you need to do is just to activate. It's okay. And how to activate is change this switch. And the detail is just change the first tip from off side to the on side. It's okay. And as for the other, as they are just at the middle, just no change. And as for the other wiring, F1, F2 is for the fire alarm. When it receives the fire alarm signal, immediately it will shut down all the in-dot units. And also, you'd better to wire a match resistor, which is 120 ohm here to ensure the communication. And this slide describes how to do the wiring from the central controller to FreeMatch, REC, UMatch, and GMV at the same time. And for the GMV, always for mounted systems only from the master auto unit G1, G2, and connect here. And max it can support 16 systems and 255 in-dot units. And as for the FreeMatch and the REC, also is the same. We need the Y controller as an adapter to output as RS485 and connect to the A3B3 here. The same for the UMatch old model from the PCB directly. And also for the UMatch new model, we need an adapter ME50 to output as RS485. And also for this one, for A3B3, max is up to 36 in-dot units. And also for the joints, we recommend to use this crystal punch for better connection. And if we receive the fire alarm signal from the F1, F2, the central controller will shut down all the systems and in-dot units immediately. And just to ensure the communication, don't forget to use the match resistor at the G1, G2, and also A3, B3. This slide describes how to do the detailed wiring from the Y controller to in-dock units. On the left side is the Y controller, so you can find it no matter the model it is. There are 3 ports. This 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and these 4 pins port. It is connected to the in-dock unit, and the wire, which is the blue wire, blue line, it is standard with the controller, so no need to worry. And you just need to connect from here to, for example, the in-dock unit, connect to this port. It's okay. As for the cassette, duct, and floor ceiling tie, connect from here to here. As for the other 2 pins, which is this one and this one, they are RS485 in or out, which means you can just connect the RS485 to here. It's okay. And the wire, we recommend this one. You can also find it. This A terminal is already fixed with this socket, and also for the B terminal is already peeled out, which means it's easier for you to do the wiring. And also we offer the part code here. After wiring, we also need to do the setting on the Y controller, which is to select the protocol and change the address. And if you select the Y controller of is SK76 and just follow these steps to enter this page, and then at here, which is here, and also first is to change this one, and this one is to select which protocol. We have 2, which is the central controller, which is this one. This is only for the C50. It is obsolete. So if we would like to connect with the C52, you need to select it to bit 1, which is the remote control address. And after that, according to different in-dock unit, they should be different address, which means to change this address is this one. To make it to be different, it's okay. And after that, if it is the last Y controller, also don't forget to activate the built-in resistor by change this switch, which is located here. And if it is the last one, just change the first tip, which is this one, from the off side to on side. If it is at the middle, please keep it no change. If the wire controller is SK19 or XE71, here is the steps you need to follow to change the address. Just change this value for different wire controller. Besides, if this wire controller located in the series connected at the last, also don't forget to activate the built-in resistor. And this one is just at the back of the Y controller. Here is this switch. What you need to do is just to change the first tip, if it is at the last, from off side to the on side. And also here is how to do the wiring. Also this one connect to the in-dock unit, and this is the RS485 in or out. As for these 2 Wi-Fi wire controller, here is the PCB of this wire controller. This is the Wi-Fi module. And also similar as previous, you need to change the address for different wire controller. Here is the password. Just change this wire controller the address to be different. And here is the built-in resistor. To change it, if this Y controller locates at the last. And this is the central controller C52. the home page. So on this page you can find it. Here is you can control the GMV in dot units, and here is the light commercial air conditioner and the split, which is the RAC, and here is all control. That means they combine this one and this together, and this is the group control. You can divide it, but this is only for the GMV, not for the others. And the schedule is you can make a schedule how your system will operate and according to your project or according to your plan. And at this setting, you can choose the display language. Currently, we divided multi-language for your selection. And this is the view setting, and according to your project and also according to your wiring, you can select to display the GMV and the light commercial air conditioning unit, or only display the GMV, or only the light commercial air conditioning unit. It's up to you to select. And then, for example, we just need to control the RAC and the frame match, which is only control this part. So first we need to add the online in dot unit, right? And here just press that button and go to this and press this here. It will detect all the online in dot unit. So when we press it, we'll find it this time. In this case, we just find there are two. So just make it to tickle and then press here. Then these two will on the list. And from this page, you can make it to all on or all off. And also by long press this icon, you can also change the name and also change the icon. And we will go to the detail control page. And when you press, for example, the first one, if you go to this page, you can change your appointed in dot unit, the setting temperature, the operating mode, the fan speed, and how the louvre swing. And also at the advanced setting, we offer all the functions for you. And also pay attention here, this is the shield function, and currently we offer you this file, which is to shield the control from the Y controller. We offer you to shield all the command, or to shield on off, or to shield to change the mood, to shield to change the temperature, or shield to use the save function. And this is the all control. No matter it is the GMV or the light commercial air conditioner units, it's here. And also you can set it all the same setting. And next is the schedule control function, which means your appointed in dot unit or your appointed group can operate in your appointed time. So for example, you can change the on and off time, and also to change how and when to do it again. And also you can change the schedule name to make it to different. And here is the detail of the schedule, change different mood and different function of it. And what's the date it will repeat. The third part is BNS wiring. Actually, for this part, it is the same as the summary of all grid light commercial air conditioner BNS. You can also go that video for detail or for reference. This slide displays how to do the wiring from free match in dot unit to BNS. So on this slide, you can find that either it is free match new model or free match old model. for the in-dot unit, you need to apply the Y controller as an adapter to change the signal from the free match in-dot unit to Modbus. Actually, it is RS485 connection, which means you need to combine them together just like this, then to this converter, and then the PC or the BNS can control all these free match in-dot units. And also, as you know that it is RS485, so if this Y controller locates at the middle, no need to turn on the built-in resistor on the Y controller, and if it locates at the last, we require to turn on the built-in resistor just like this to ensure the communication. And if the protocol of the BNS is Modbus, you just need to apply this RS485 converter, then the PC can recognize this protocol, then control all the free match in-dot units. If you choose from our grid, we can provide you these two models. And the output is USB or RS232. For this RS485 converter, you can also prepare or buy from your local market. And if the protocol of the BNS is BADNet, you need to apply this ME30. This one can change the protocol from the PC, which is this one, to Modbus, which means the PC, according to this one, can control all these in-dot units. Actually, just control all these Y controllers. If the BNS protocol is BADNet, you need to apply this ME30 to change the Modbus from the Y controller or from the in-dot unit to BADNet. And the wiring is already introduced just like this. This is the RAC free match or U match. Just connect them, which is output the Modbus protocol. Then connect to this gateway and output from here to the PC if there is only one gateway. And if there are two or more gateways, we recommend to apply this router for the combination, and then you can connect to the PC. And here is the detail. This is the appearance of the gateway. Here is the power supply, and to get the signal from the air conditioner, which is the RS485 Modbus from here, and output, which is to the PC or the BNS system, just from this ETH0 port. It is Ethernet cable. And here is the detail. You will find it from here. There is a panel. When you put it up and remove it, you will see the indicators. And here is the dip switch, and which is here. And first, for the CAN is no use, and we just focus on this RS485-1. This one means it will receive or sending the data from this gateway. And also, if the connection is okay, when you power on the gateway and also the RAC system, it will flash. That means it can receive and also sending the data. And there is a button, which is this one. This is for reset, which is if you make on the communication or the commissioning of this gateway, then we allow you to do the reset, which is to make it to restore to the factory setting. How to set it is hold this button for 5 seconds, and if the setting is successful, then all the indicator, this one, it will turn on. Dip switch setting. This time we only apply this second dip, which is to turn on or turn off the built-in resistor. As it is RS485 connection, if this gateway locates at the top or tail of this RS485 bus, then we need to turn on this built-in resistor to ensure the communication. Although this A and B connection is allowable, but we recommend this B to ensure the communication. And this is how to restore to factory setting already introduced. Next is how to do the commissioning from the BNS system or PC, which is to tell this gateway how to transmit the data to the PC or BNS system. And at this one, you need to first do the wiring, which is from this Ethernet cable, this ETH0 to the PC, and also at your PC, you need to use the browser which to input this IP address. Then we will offer you the username and password. Just input them, and then just like this, which you will go to the home page, and also at the upper side you need to enter, which is to select this one, PRI, for the setting. Which we will go to this page. Here you will find that there are lots of the information you need to set it, and which is this 1, 2, 3 is the parameter of this gateway, which is to tell the PC where to find the data, which is go to this IP address and also the detail of it. And of course, if there is only one gateway for the first one, no need to change. If there are 2 or more gateways, change the other to be different. For example, change the last one to be 201 is okay. And also for the device ID, this is to identify there are 2 or more gateways. For only one gateway, also keep it no change. Multis, change it to be different is okay. After that, press this save. And then the system can recognize or to easier to find out where to find or where to send the data. And the last is to select which system. Actually, GREE also has this BNS software, and if it is a third party, make it tick out here. And the last thing is to reset the power for this gateway to energize. RS485 repeater. The function of it is inside this RS485 bus. If we connect the bus just like this, you will find that if there are more than 30 nodes, which means 30 of this one, or the total length is longer than 500 meters, I'm afraid that the signal will become weak and unstable. At that time, you just need to add this RS485 repeater to extend or amplify the signal to ensure the communication is okay. And this device, you need to prepare yourself. GREE not sell this anymore. All for this presentation. If you still have any other question, please feel free to contact me on my personal email address.